Okay, here we go. So I changed, just as a side note, I changed it back to Uncle Thomas in English. I was just being funny. I said I was going to do it a week, but then I was like, because I'm fickle and I do things on the fly. But anyway, so it's back to, we're back to normal on that. I wanted to bring this up because I saw, it's been a while since I've listened to this dude here, Professor Black Truth, and I also saw the Black Channel. Now they sound similar, but they are very different. Particularly with the Black Channel. The Black Channel, as far as I know, they're still very much they're like, well, look at what the Jews have done, this and that. So that so he's somewhat of a he's very much a pro-Semitic sort of guy. And I'm not going to go any further than that. I'm just saying is that there's a big difference. But specifically, I was listening to Professor Black Truth, and some of the stuff I laugh at. Particularly here, I'm getting towards the end where he's just like, well, after 4 years, black folks are going to wake up and they're going to realize, we're going to hurt white supremacy and we're going to get what we want. We're going to get our tangibles. And it's like he's still on that same bullshit that, Tariq Nasheed was on. And I'm just like, bro, that's not going to happen. The thing is that, and he did talk a lot about, the future of, the Chicano nation. And that will be the future of the United States, by the way. I'm not going to sit here and be a wignut and say, oh, white folks are going to take over. No. White folks are too pussy. They've been they've been pushed out. Yeah, you can get it, white folks aren't going to disappear, but they're definitely going to become more of a minority. And they're going to be token whites. They're going to be tokens the same as black folks are. I don't even say that as, oh, we need to fight for. No, I'm just saying is that that's the reality. And that's the world that you have to learn to expect. That's the future of things, man. Like I say, you're gonna have a strong China that's going to control us economically, and it's going to be more than likely will be back in China or will be in the richer parts of the United States, like fancier parts of LA or something like that. But they're not going to deal with the average bullshit. They're going to have they've got plenty of lackeys to do that for them. God damn, I'm going crazy. But that's the whole thing. Is that people always brought up this idea that, oh well, white supremacy. It's like, well, but then they used to say, and I think that it's still brought up, but it's brought up in different contexts where it's just like, white genocide and all this type of thing, the Wignats were saying, but they'll say, well, white people are going to be replaced by, these other groups and everything else. Even Biden was saying, by 2030, or I think he was saying, yeah, by 2030, Hispanics are going to be the majority of the country. And it's like, that's the reality. That's the reality that we are in. The U.S. is a Chicano nation. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is what it is. There's no good or bad about it. I don't think it's going to be muff-based tradcasts, and I don't think it's going to be, violence everywhere. I think it's just going to be, it is what it is. They will be swallowed up by the American system, and they'll be turned just like anyone else, And once the United States falls apart, like I say, then, depending on what happens, when worse comes to worse, I still kind of, like I say, my LARP fantasy is, more of a balkanization. It's probably not going to happen, but that's still my cope, my that's my Mad Max sort of fantasy. I think everybody has their Mad Max sort of idea of what the dystopian US will look like, but it's like, John Greer. I know that Borzoi and the TRS boys talked about this a little bit. Yeah, people like John Greer have talked about, the United States is eventually just going to become a non-entity, really. It's going to be something that various people control, and it'll be fiefdoms. But to say the whole of the United States will, no. It's just like there'll just be parts that will just kind of break off, and they'll have their own autonomy, and a lot of folks just don't want to deal with that. I think that, I mean, that's my view anyway. But yeah, I feel like, well, it's not really my view. It's more John Greer's view that I'm horribly regurgitating. But I feel like this question of demographics, so it just gets to be a cope, where people just think, oh, well, now, they're going to be on my side. No, they're going to be on my side. It's the same thing when they talk about, oh, well, the Zoomers are the most progressive people, or Zoomers are the most, are conservative. And it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. When you say dumb shit like that, and apparently they're just going to start over once Zoomers finish up, once alphas come along. I guess we're going to start over and have alphas and betas and Charlies. I don't even fucking know. But anyway, Alpha Bravo Charlie, Delta Echo. Yeah, I'm sorry. That for those that understand that joke, that comes from that's the military alphabet. Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo Foxtrot Golf Hotel India Juliet Kilo Lima Mike November Oscar Papa Quebec. I'm drawing a blank on R. Rover. I don't know. Rover Sierra Tango Uniform. I'm going to say Valley Whiskey. I don't know what U is, and then Zulu. I could look it up, but I don't feel like it. But anyway, that just goes to show how fucked up my head is. But anyway, I just think it's ridiculous with this whole argument about demographics, whether it's white folks or black folks or this and that. It's like, the thing is, there are plenty of LARPers in the U.S., and there's plenty of incidents that will occur that are considered racial, and they'll consider it a hate crime, this and that. But in general, there's not this huge consciousness that exists. Yeah, I wish that there was class consciousness, but of course people will say, oh, that's class reductionist, you're reducing it all to or it's all idpol. But it's like, I think in reality is that there are enough people in the United States, I think, that race isn't that much of an issue as long as their group is taken care of. There's not that deep sort of racial consciousness that exists, because ultimately those folks get put in jail, or they end up just being so LARPy, and then you find out that, it's like if it's a wignet, then you find out, oh yeah, these guys, this guy has a, Filipino wife and mixed kids, or you have the Nation of Islam dudes, who get accused of whatever it is. But it's like, that's just how it is at this point, Anyway. God damn, I went on for 8 minutes talking about some bullshit. Oh well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. See you later. Goodbye.